everyone, Kata Games here, and welcome to something a little bit different. Today we're going to play Belladonna. And, yeah. That's what we're going to do, so let's do it. Shall we?
Pain? I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
Okay, so we woke up in this creepy laboratory bookshelf. And
books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Okay. Do I want to hit that switch yet? I don't feel like I do. What's up in this toolbox?
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Okay. Wait, what's this? Nothing. Hold on, nothing. Whatever this is.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching.
Oh. Comforting.
I love magnets.
Oh, we got it. Cool.
A human skull or a paperweight. It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking.
Nothing, I'm gonna go with. I mean,
I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows.
Alright, let's go hit the switch. See what happens.
Now's not the time.
Oh? Well, what's in this iron needle?
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this? My very first memory is waking up on this thing.
Yeah, it is.
Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
Probably because you woke up like 5 freaking minutes ago. Alright, let's walk. Can we leave? Bone saw.
Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny.
Okay.
That is one ugly gargoyle. Looks like a George to me.
A George? Okay, so all the gargoyles are George. Noted. Look at everything. Oh, this journal page we did not look at. See, look, we almost left.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
Oh, jeez. It was with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gathered before me the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I found myself on the threshold of my toils? And a turning point for should I fail tonight. I doubt I should find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. So our husband did this to us? Why? Okay. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpse, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. This is the final test of all my research and experimentation the past 5 years. The complete was that ratification? I think so. Of a human being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do for my own sake and for hers. This procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams, my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter, are now pale, almost to the point of transparency, with the skin stretched so thin over the cranium it threatens to rip at any moment. Ew. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery, and yellowish. Nasty. I have to cling to my conviction that she will regain her formal grace and vitality once she is brought back to the realm of the living. Her eyes will light up with a flame of life. A promise, I don't know, flame stolen from the very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up. The last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. The time has come. Success. The attempt was a success. She's alive. So this... Wait, what? He, like, wrote this right before I woke up and then split? Like, look at them old... That's like them old, doctor's masks they used to wear, like, back in the Disney. Or from the Horror Story. That's why. Alright, let's leave.
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though. Okay, well, we have a... The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side.
Uh-huh. How do I... Okay. Do I give it to you?
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up. With such a multitude of jars and bottles, at least one must have some sort of oil in it.
Oh, I would imagine. Right here. That wasn't lit up before, was it?
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
Yes. Why not? Okay, now put this oil on the door.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
Right. And then we'll use the screwdriver.
I'm free.
Oh, look, another page. They're just laying about randomly. I like how the door just
Another
fell
piece
over.
Of paper. This was written long before the last one.
Okay, so we're going back. Oh, jeez. Hopefully they stick to 2-pagers or... Ugh. Work is going great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. We'll move on to larger mammals within the week. I find my life more and more polarized into 2 phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day, but now I spend most of my time, and indeed most of my thoughts, down here in my laboratory. Only to step upstairs at night to sleep. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but is boring and under-stimulating. Down here is where I make progress. Down here is what matters. And as I lay awake beside my sleeping wife, I often wish I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant. Ever since that fateful night when our baby Lucas gave up his last breath, that is super sad, she has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she is thinking about as she silently gazes into the empty air of restlessness, paces back and forth in the great hall. I, at least, am working with my grief. I have turned my attention to the signs of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was ultimately taken from me. This is a thought that drives me in this, the greatest of ambitions. My own son will never return. I have accepted that now, but thanks to me and my work, the cold, ruthless contrast between living and dead will, in the future, be much softer, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has let our grief devour her whole. She is emotionally and intellectually paralyzed, it seems to me. All her creativity and quickness of thought, the wittiness of her speech, and the nimble ways she used to jump from one conclusion to the next, all those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place, they have all been snuffed out like the flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more why I bothered to go up to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. It is almost as though she is involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No. It seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I will not accuse her of that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I'm down here by myself. I'm probably just tired. I better try and get some sleep as soon as the rat's heart stops beating. Okay, so he thinks that Belladonna's cheating on him when, if you want my opinion on that, she's grieving, but okay. Is there a bed? Let's go look at that bed. Oh, we could have looked.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, isn't it?
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
So the gargoyles are George, and the suits of armor are Roland's. Okay, a stick. Wait, do we need this stick?
There's a long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
It's kind of gross. Okay, another page.
More writings from the lonely doctor.
Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see no conceivable escape. Right. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something of utmost importance that I need to take care of, but that it is not yet time. That something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I am waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but at an excruciatingly slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm the anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. Word, dude, word. I am feverish and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is it that I am missing? I am spending more and more time down here with my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom. Most nights I sleep, if at all, in a makeshift bunk I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is at a point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I'm certain I am advancing even closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is as though I am powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover, a new man in her life, someone more lively than me perhaps, someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to match her own by grave tragedy unaffected humor. Yet who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have. In my memory, our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but it has been years since the castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of the staff has left us. We are down to one girl who dusts the cupboards and lights the fireplaces, but I don't see much of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life, apart from me. Why don't you go talk to her and spend some flippin' time with her, man? Alright, why do I feel like this is gonna be locked and I'm not gonna be able to get out of it?
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Okay.
It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands. I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
We've got... What if we take this and this magnet?
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of this stick.
Go me. Nope.
Another locked door.
Yeah, we know.
Let's take a peek through.
Let's
hope this works.
Let's hope.
Haha. Just as planned.
Go.
I got the basement key.
Cool, well let's freaking dip on out of here, shall we? Another letter.
More letters. Has he figured it out yet?
Let's see. I see now that my suspicions have been well grounded, albeit aimed in the wrong direction. Belladonna is not seeing another man. She's seeing a woman. Ah. Yeah, shit happens, man. I'm convinced that it must be that maid, Claire, or whatever her name might be. She and Belladonna are up to something, I'm sure of it. And to think of all the hours I'm stuck down here, caught up in my dreadful work, leaving them free to roam and left to their own devices upstairs. Of course they have found each other, only living things in this whole castle besides me and my week-long rabbits. They have it all figured out. When I come up at night, they act all innocent, keeping their mutual secret from me as a playful game. But as soon as I descend into the laboratory, they're in each other's arms again. Good lord, man. But what can I do? The progression of events are beyond my control, just like my work. I slave away in my ghoulish endeavor, making progress every hour but never getting anywhere. And simultaneously, Belladonna is slipping away from me, further and further, for every night, and yet nothing ever changes. Should I confront them? Storm up there, hoping to catch the two in the act? Take back the life that was mine? The wife that was mine? No. I have no reason for my silly suspicions, no evidence whatsoever, merely a thought stuck in my brain refusing to leave. So I remain passive as always, and each new day is one more where I am unable to make an action, unable to change my wretched situation. I think you're reading too much into stuff, but that's just me.
A couple of cogwheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back.
Maybe?
Nothing happens.
So...
What a strange door. No handle or keyhole. It seems to have some sort of opening mechanism. Oh, I know. It's a secret entrance hidden behind a bookshelf. Only I'm on the other side of it and see only the back of the shelf.
Ah! So we put these on here?
That won't work.
What?
That won't work.
Alright, I don't want it anymore. Take it back.
This is the nail from which I skillfully lifted the basement key.
Oh. Well, then what do I... To the basement? No. Where... I see...
Not yet.
What? What do you mean? We're missing one. Isn't one supposed to go there? No. We're out of here, man. Ooh, another journal.
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
It is clear to me what I must do. Thank you for willing way. I'm now convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid, but my logical mind tells me there is no other explanation. For countless hours, I have pondered the situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours are hours I could have spent thinking about my work. It is clear to me that I will never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzles at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason that my research is progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace. So it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I want back into my life, so I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is she that must go. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear this would not resolve anything. The two of them would still know of each other, and they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at scheduled rendezvous. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must get rid of the maid for good. Well, oh my goodness. A plan is already taken form in my head. In the greenhouse out back, I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have is called Deadly Nightshade, an interesting plant with many medical uses, but its renown comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already at small doses. Preparing a powder from this poisonous plant is not at all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have ample opportunity. They're not aware I know the truth, and thus suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be the wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly Nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. The scientific name is Atropa belladonna. Oh, interesting. The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl strayed too close to the belladonna, and that would be the death of her. There wasn't more to that, was there? Good. I mean, I like the story and all, but candlestick. Okay, let's look at candlestick.
A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be two of them.
Interesting.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time.
Oh, okay. Took everything up to the point.
The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life. He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
That's your hubby, man. Okay.
This story is so sad. I don't even know if I want to read this one.
We're going to. My wife took the wayward maid's death harder than I had expected, further confirming my suspicions that they were indeed having a secretive love affair. She's passionate and irrational, raging all day and crying all night. Where a few months ago the cold shroud of silence lay over our house, now there is the wailing shrieks of bedlam, right? One should think that she would be used to dealing with the grief of lost loved ones by now. However, in all sincerity, I don't believe she was ever as affected by the death of our only son as I was. I also suspect that she might have guessed I had something to do with her lover's demise. If she wouldn't talk to me before, now she yells and barks at me every minute. Now yells and barks at my every movement. I hardly leave my laboratory these days. I even have a small bed down here where I sleep the few hours when I'm not working. All the while, she prowls around upstairs like a hungry tiger and attacks me over futile nitpicks as soon as I poke my head out. What happened to the love we shared when we married? We were going to live together in her inherited castle. We were going to have children together. Now all I get is abuse and a cold bed in the basement. All I want is for things to go back to the way they were before all this. Well, you shouldn't have killed the maid. I'm just saying.
The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son. A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted.
Okay, so we got a china bowl. Let's go this way.
A dead body.
Oh.